Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today's a very exciting day for all of us here at the shop as we're doing our first build depreciation video on Niko Nissan 350Z. So we're gonna be asking a few questions about his car, and first question is, what engine mods do you have?
It's got an HR hood, the HR lights, but it is a DE. It's a fully built DE, top end, bottom end. Tomei top end. It looks stock, I mean, nothing's exciting. So Tomei 272 cams, springs and retainers are titanium from Tomei. 11-to-1 compression, Tomei Conrad's Cosworth pistons, built by Millennium Motorsports in Temecula. Greg has done a great job in keeping this thing running for so long and bouncing off the rem loader with no problems at all. So I think I got like 25,000 miles on the build.
Now already?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to drive it on the street built. Like before, it was all crazy. The motor was done, and then I made it all crazy. Yeah. I mean, this is my daily for some
And how long have you had this Z for?
It's my first car. So 8 years.
That's quite a long time.
Yeah, so I mean, my dad was at first, he was like, hey, you either get the family car or you get $1,500. They give me the $1,500, and I was working at America's Tires, I was doing graphic design and hustling my little ass off, and then I bought this thing, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put subs in it, I'm gonna put some wheels, and that's it. And then, you know, just like, hey, learn right from wrong, and then, you know, it's like you got buddies in the scene, you know, you're a ZOCIETY dude, and yeah, you know, you learn things to do them the right way, not the wrong way, and just a rabbit hole, and you got buddies that are bad influences, and it turns into this.
So your first mod was subs?
Yeah.
I could probably relate to that. I think a lot of the car culture kind of starts with something with their system, to be honest.
It was subs, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna do that like time attack red stripper on the wheels. I was like, I'm gonna do that, and I was like, that's gonna be it. And then yeah, and then I crashed it 6 days after I got it. I was going to went to an FD event, Long Beach. On my way home, I kicked a couple corners, and then the third one I kicked, I let off the throttle and then whipped it around and put the whole car on a curb. You know, we build and we learn. So.
What kind of grip setup do you have on the car?
Grip setup?
We know it's time attack, right?
Yeah. So it's time attack build, kind of doing it for a little bit of everything. To be honest, I kind of run what tires I can find. Like, I don't have any go-to sets. So I came up on some good RE71s, offer up. Search that shit day and night. There's always dudes at tire shops that, you know, be a good helping hand. I think I'm running -2.5 degrees in the front for some grip when I'm shoving it around the corners. And then I think in the back, it's like 1/4 degree. Those are NTO ones that are pretty good. I used to have slicks on here, Maxxis RC ones, then ran those to the cords. But these are cool, these are great. Fortunato suspension, run their 500 series with, I think it's 12 or 13K fronts and then 10K rears with a true suspension. So you eliminate the spring bucket in the back. I still have them because cheap ass and didn't get the SPL ones. Hotchkiss sway bar in the front. I got like a lower control arm, you know, SPL bushings, spherical bushings, extended studs, DBA 2-piece rotors, but that's getting brakes and stuff. Some good Swift springs, Fortunato coilovers. Definitely made this thing feel planted. I did have V3s on it before, and then one of them blew, so Fortunato was kind enough to help me out with their set. So yeah, been great ever since.
Everyone wants to know the magic question. How much have you invested into this build?
Tough one, man. You know, it's like, if you count all the things that like you fix and you do yourself, you know, you never account for the time that you put in yourself. But I mean, it's probably like a $50,000 car, you know, by the time everything's done. Carbon crafting, like help me out with these doors. These are the first sets that actually used my door for the mold.
Carbon fiber.
You know, so certain things, and like these are direct replacement A-pillars, and everyone asked me where do I get them. I found them on the forum. This guy like molded them by himself, and everyone else, they're caps and covers, but this is like a legit direct replacement. So it's kind of like scouring a bit. You know, these mirrors are supposed to be like $500-600. Like, I found some kid that didn't know, you know, like what legit Squarecraft mirrors were, so I got them for like $250 or something like that. So, you know, if you go into like the actual values, probably a lot more. You know, by the time you do all revisions, V1, V2, V3 of stuff, bill starts adding up. But you know what? It's like over the years, over the fun, over the networking of things, it's paid off, man. Every penny I put came back full circle. So
mind showing us the inside?
Inside, yeah. So Performance Plastics, they have these cool Lexan windows. I did the slider, West Coast titanium, did these like titanium bolts that are pretty gangster. And Tice Motorsports did the window frame. Nobody really wanted to touch this because they're a pain in the butt. Door cards are from Street Faction. I just painted them myself. This one says more throttle, more thrills. And inside, chromoly cage, Recaro Pro Racer seat. I don't have the Hans belts, but I like them. I have a Sparco wheel, Workspell hub, cooler work shifter, PBM hydro. Actually, the passenger door bar is removable just because when I did think I was gonna street it more, I was like, I'll pull it out for when people come with me. AEM gauges in the center, and the cubby in the back is that fire suppression, and Tice did that as well. So I think it's like a 10-pound bottle.
Fully gutted?
Fully gutted. I took that like sub enclosure off, the whole area above the gas tank. Just, you know, if like you pay somebody to do that, it's a ton of money. But if you get a drill and you sit there for 2 nights and hate yourself, like you can do it for free. Yeah, so a lot of this is just through the years. I had my like Mentor pinstripe some of the cage as well for just little touches, like on that pillar there and on the back. That's Harpoon. That stripe that just for, you know, like cool, I don't know, what I think is cool, you know, something that's not real traditional. I think it got like a heavier style, and I think it translated kind of good into the car. So yeah, you know, I just want to be a little bit different, kind of more aggressive, and you know, who puts pinstriping on a road race car, JDM road race car. So yeah, interior is pretty fun. It's like a tin can, like anything past 3,000 RPM, you go to like 7, so this revs, it spins to 72 or 7250. So at like that RPM, it's just everything is, you're immersed in just rattle and shake and drone, like it's nuts, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah, definitely not a daily driver anymore, but makes for a ton of fun on the track, that's for sure.
All right, so we know that a lot of people have wings just for show. You want to let us know how your wing is actually functional?
Actually functional. This thing goes through the trunk, so it's a 2-piece wing. Let's see if I can. I should have pins in there, but I don't. Oscar, can you open that door for me? And there's a pin on the cage. If you pull it, like on the little.
Oh yes, right here.
Ghetto latch. This is a carbon hatch as well, so it's not the heavy ass one that comes factory. You can see the Fortune Auto top hats, the rest that DJ safety extinguisher. But this goes down. These are solid mounted in there. I just put some bling on there just cause. So if you have the normal, like if you have a full interior, it's really tough to do this just because you have all the panels on this side, all the panels on this side, and you just hack everything up. If it's a tin can, it kind of goes smoothly. So this way you don't have any stress cracks on your hatch. And the same time, like if you hit something or something like that, it's kind of all going. Yeah, it's easy. I love it. Cognition. I don't think they make these anymore, but they do make some big hefty ones for like Corvettes and stuff. I know that. Aeroflow did this diffuser years ago. I gave them a design and they made it happen. So this goes under the car. These are fully torqued racing rods that are CNC that a lot of people like. I use these for my splitter as well. Adjustable, and they actually make some that like are spring loaded for splitters, just so, you know, high speeds, they kind of adjust.
What about the exhaust?
Exhaust, you can see is like a 3-inch dump pipe on the left of the diff.
Right there.
I have an X pipe, 2 resonators, and then goes into a Y pipe, a Y pipe, 2 resonators into a Y pipe, 3-inch with the little turn down. Named it the lobster dick when we did it. Exhaust cuts out there. Diff is, it's the Quaif 1.5 way, stock ratio with a Z1 fin diff cover. Did I take the sway bar out? No, sway bar's still in there. Sometimes I take it out depending on the track. It just lets the back end come around a bit more. You don't want it as stiff because traditionally these things are stiff and they just want to spin. So if you're doing like big sweeping turns, it helps to take it out. And just stock bumper. So I just it's kind of budgeted out. I was one of the first people to cut this back bumper because I had this. So this is maybe like 5-6 years old, but I chopped this and then it's like I still have that bash bar that's under there, and I just cut these vents in the side and I just kind of made it flue. This was like one of the only Z's out there that's not wide bodied.
That's true.
Yeah, you know, like stock quarters, these are actually stock front fenders. They're metal. Me and my buddy Ilson Lorenzo, me and him were the first to do these, and then everyone, like, you know, that slit became a big thing after that. And now, like, I think carbon crafting, just like their fenders are just this piece, which is pretty cool. Yeah, you know, just made it work. Drilled some Harvey from Carbon Crafting also did, he did these slots for me. I said, hey, I just want something cool that's gonna vent the air out of the wheel well. I don't have liners or anything. I just like half of it is because it looked cool. You know, I was like, hey, here's a template, drill it out for me, done. Car's originally white, and then we just wrap it kind of every once in a while. So,
all right, Nico, thanks again for coming through, being the first on the Build Appreciation episode 1. Thanks again, man.
thanks for having me. See you guys.